Hey guys, welcome to my new video. In this video, I will be showing you how to design a functionality in e-commerce. So let's say I'm inside a popular e-commerce which is called AliExpress. What you will see if in almost every e-commerce is you will see ability to look all the categories inside that e-commerce, and each category will have a children category and a grandchildren I can say of. So let's say for this example, in AliExpress, accessories is a parent category, and the categories that are shown in bold is children category. So parent is associated with belt, and then belt is associated with men's belt. So it's like hierarchy of category. So in this video I will show you how you can implement this functionality, what is the back end of it look like how we gonna design the database, how we gonna implement such functionality in the admin panel, and how we can ultimately fetch the data accordingly. Because if you see, let's say I go into the accessories and click on men's belt, it did not load. But what you will see most of the time is it will show a search page in which the particular selected children category or grandchildren set category or even parent category is selected, and then you will see all the product associated with that category in that search page. I will also show you how you can implement it through the database, what are the different query that you need to do. So if this is something that you are interested in, please feel free to follow this video, and I will show you everything that you need to do in order to implement this functionality. And if you are new to this channel, feel free to hit a subscribe, like, and share this video. It will great help this channel because I will be bringing similar videos later in the future. So in order to design the database for the category, subcategory, and subcategory functionality, we can design something like this. So we can have categories table, we can have subcategories table, and subcategories table, and at the end we can have products underscore categories table, in which none of them will be required field. So if you want to link to subcategory, you can link to subcategory. You want to link to subcategory, you can link to subcategory. Or let's say you want to add a dynamic uh, relational functionality. What you can do is relation id, it can be integer, and the next one relation entity, it can be varchar. So relation entity is, it can be categories or subcategories and subcategories. But what you will quickly notice is this database design, although it is practical, we can implement this, but it is not ideal. What I mean by that is, let's say you wanted to add subcategories, something like this. So you will have laptop, and sorry, you will have electronics, and then let's say you have a laptop, and then you have gaming laptop under it as a subcategory, and then you will have HP Victus series, and then at the end you will have product. So what will this happen is, you will have a parent, then a children, and then children, and then again children, and then at the end you will have product. So if you have something like this, what you will have to do is you need to again replicate this table and create a sub 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 categories, and then you need to again implement a new relationship in which you have to associate it with that. And then let's say you have another children in future, you will have to create a new database. And what it will do, it will increase the complexity of the system, as well as it will increase a lot of confusion in the relationship. So you will see you will have categories, subcategories, and let's say if I just mark it, you will also have subcategories which will also be associated with product. So it will be much more messy while getting the data, because you have to join with category, subcategories, subcategories, and subcategories. So this is not an ideal database design, although you can do it, and if you want to you can implement it, but let me show you what should be the ideal case scenario. So instead of that, we will have a new functionality in which what we will introduce is inside categories table, which we will add a parent ID, which essentially refers to category ID itself. So if you see here, parent ID is associated and is linked with the ID of the categories. What it will help us is, for the same, let's say for the same use case in which we have this electronics, laptop, and everything, how we can implement this use case within using only three tables is electronics. Electronics will be one category, laptop will be another category, and it has parent ID of electronics, and same gaming laptop would be new one, which has parent ID of laptop, and HP Vector series would be new category, and it has parent ID of gaming laptop. So you can go any further. So let's say you want to add a new touch laptop inside this gaming laptop category, so it can have a new category, and then it will have a parent ID of gaming laptop. So this would be most ideal way of how we can implement product, categories, and subcategories, and further down the line how many hierarchy that you want to implement, because it will be associating with itself as a parent category. So if a particular product is having a parent category as null, then it will be top level category, so it will have parent category as null. So this is how we can implement the database. So if you look a bit closer, what you will have is products, which will have integer, name, price. This is like a standard, and any other columns. We will have another tables called categories. It will have integer, id, and it will have name, and it will have parent id. And if you see, parent id is associated with categories id itself, so it is linked with the categories id itself. And we will have a new pivot table called products underscore categories, in which we will store product id and then category id. So these two are the foreign key, and how they are linked is they are linked to product table and category table. So we can easily implement this functionality in our e-commerce platform. Now that we have understood how we can create the database design for category, subcategory, and subcategory, I will show you how I have implemented, so you will have a clarity of how you can implement that functionality into admin dashboard. So currently I am on my admin dashboard that I created. So let's say I go inside a subcategory, parent category, laptop. What you will notice is a parent category does not have any other parent category associated with it, so it's essentially empty. And you can show a description to message to the user, only select this if you want to create a subcategory, leave this empty if you want to create a top level category. So this would be empty for categories like laptop. So let's say I want to, if if I want to implement something with this, so let's implement home decor. What it will happen is, in the categories, I will add home decor as a product top level category. And since it's a top level categories, it will have no parent category. Let me upload a random image to it, create category. So now, if you can see inside home decor, I have other category called gift crafts. So once the home decor is created, I'll go to add a new category called furniture, let's say, and we can have chair inside of it. Furniture. I can generate a slug, and in the parent category, what I will select is home decor, and let's say I add this again. So I created home decor, furniture, and what I will do is, now you will see that I have a parent category and furniture as a subcategory. What I can do is, I can essentially, when I'm trying to create a product, how I have implemented it and how it will be easier for user to access it is, once user is going to add a product, you will see that where I have a new I essentially have a new column or a new row, I can say, of in which I'm showing a product category. So they can have radio box in this way. So they can select home decor, they can have a furniture, or even inside of it they can have, let's say, chair. So once they have selected these two categories and they fulfill out all the detail of that particular associated product, what I'm doing is, let me increase it so you can see it. In the database, I am just, when I'm creating that product, I'm just, let me remove this console. So I'm getting a categories array in which I'm getting the categories as this categories 1 2 3 5 6. These all are IDs of categories and subcategories. And what I'm doing is, I'm looping through each of the category. I'm checking if it exists or not, and if it is exist, I am creating a product categories, which is a separate entity for the pivot table, in which I'm passing the product ID which I created and the category ID associated with that, and this is just for counting the number of products. So that is how I'm creating it. And once that is created, how I'm fetching a product is, if I go to, let's say, if I go to get a product, what you will see is, I am creating a join in which I'm joining product to related categories, and I'm just joining based on condition that product dot product category in the product is having that product ID. It will get all the related categories associated with that particular product. And then once that is done, what I'm doing is, on that product category, I'm expanding, also adding the category item. So what you will get is category associated with that particular product category. So I will get in format something like this. So products will have an array, and it will have other columns, then columns, and after that I will have categories in which I will have all the detail for that particular category. So this is how I'm getting the data, and then based on that data, I'm showing to the user on the front end how I can fetch it and everything. So that is how it is being displayed and fetched in our system. and the data is being implemented. So you will see this is quite handy for customer to use it also. I can use the similar concept. So what I have done is, let me show you. If I go to components, form, I think it's inside products, category input. What I have done is I'm looping through the formatted categories. So essentially I am creating a formatted categories, and based on that I'm looping through it. And what I have done is I have created a function which will format category and subcategory. So first of all, it will get all the category which do not have parent item inside of it. So it will get the top level category, and after that it will get subcategory associated with that top level category. And uh, in this system it will only have two level of hierarchy, but you can repeat this process again for sub categories. Looping through this subcategory, you can check if there is any other category which essentially relates to parent item of that particular category, and you can show that. And here also what I'm doing is I'm getting that formatted category, I'm displaying, I'm going through all the category in the top level, displaying it into the checkbox in the formatted category, and then if there is any subcategory inside that particular category, I'm displaying by giving a margin of left, so that it creates a effect that it is on a tree diagram. So I can again go through loop through it. So I can also add, so inside of it I can have other, so category subcategory. I can, at this point I can a bit optimize this function in which I can use, let's say, parent and children category and make it, but it is working as expected for me. You can optimize it, but I just wanted to show you how I implemented it in my system. And yeah, this is how you can implement the categories, subcategories and subcategories functionality in your e-commerce and make your e-commerce